If you're wondering if Decker has some team positions open, then stay with me. We've got some details here coming up. We are live, just having a little bit of technical difficulty with the video, as always, right? That's about how it works. So bear with me here and I will get you some details. So what are you looking for in a team position? Here at Decker Truckline, we have just recently come up with a new pay package for our team opportunities. And I'm going to give you some more details on that here shortly. But before we do, I'd like to kind of dive in on some of the specific positions that we have available right now that are for our, well, more specific positions like dedicated, regional, that kind of thing, that I'd like to kind of go into a little bit more detail for you, for those of you that don't know that we offer those here at Decker Truckline. So let me just bring that up here for you to take a look at. So first of all, we've got a lot of specialty opportunities, more so in the refrigerated division. But before we hit on that, we've got a hopper position that's available out of Fort Dodge, goes from Fort Dodge to Blair, Nebraska, and a flatbed that runs Hammond, Indiana. Of course, for all of these positions, for more details and all the specifics, get a hold of one of our recruiters at 888-668-0698. You can also apply directly online at drivedecker.com. So again, the specialty opportunities, we've got a hopper position out of Fort Dodge going to Blair, Nebraska. That's a home daily. We have a Hammond, Indiana flatbed position that will basically get you home every day. It's one load, possibly two loads a day. We have a Dallas dedicated that will get you home, oh, let's see, that's local. We also have a Dallas to Guyman or Guyman to Dallas position available. The Dallas position that's local, it's running mostly from the Fort Worth area to Dallas, running within a 20-mile radius, and it pays $220 per day. It's a 12-hour shifts, by the way. The St. Joseph, Missouri to Chicago run, that is another refrigerated dedicated. Guyman, Oklahoma, these are all for the same company here, same customer. Guyman, Oklahoma to El Paso, and also goes to Albuquerque. Those are dedicated, whether it goes from Guyman to El Paso or Guyman to Albuquerque. You're home every other day, and good miles, consistent. Albuquerque miles are a little bit less, but you're going to be home obviously a little bit sooner on those, and all refrigerated for that one. So that begins my specialty opportunities, but I have more. So also for more opportunities here in this, let me get this up here so you guys can see it. So we've got Midwest guaranteed pay, that is in specific areas such as Omaha, Nebraska, Storm Lake, Iowa, Sioux City, Iowa, Cherokee, Fort Dodge, Iowa. Out of those areas, we will basically guarantee you home weekly, and you get a guaranteed pay of $12.50 a week. So of course you need to meet some of the qualifications, make sure that you are getting those. Hi you guys, I know we kind of just jumped right into this before we dive into our team. Again, apply at drivedecker.com if you see a position that you'd like, or get a hold of one of our recruiters at 888-668-0698. I kept it on the board here since I talk a little fast sometimes. We're going over some of our specialty positions that we've got here at Decker while we wait for everybody to hop on, and then we'll go over some of our team opportunities. Again, we just had a pay increase for our teams, so great information to provide for you right there. All right, let's take a look at San Marcos, Texas. Got a position out of there that's van and doubles. Now this position, very much like the Richmond, Virginia position, does require doubles. And we will train if you don't have doubles experience or if you don't have your doubles endorsement. We do partner with the school to train you for that. And the San Marcos one gets you home about every 2 or 3 days, and then home for a couple of days twice a week, or every 2 weeks, excuse me. And then the Richmond, Virginia gets you home every day, and it runs within about a 250 to 500 mile radius. So that's the Richmond, Virginia, again with the doubles. Now, Bessemer, Alabama, we have a local position there. We have a flatbed terminal out of Bessemer, and so that's where we've got our local position. We do look for experienced flatbedders with coil experience. That's important for that Bessemer position. The Nashville, Arkansas, also a flatbed opportunity that runs mostly the Texarkana, Nashville area to Dallas, Houston. Those are our main areas. Monroe, Louisiana, also in there, but that's part of that Nashville flatbed dedicated position. And our Midwest van, we've got some new opportunities on that. So as always, get a hold of one of our recruiters at 888-668-0698, and they will give you more details on that, because we are unrolling a few new opportunities, and that van option out of the Midwest is brand new as of this morning. So awesome. If you have more questions, go ahead and leave it in the chat. I'll do my very best to go ahead and answer any of those questions. I do see a question on the out of Montgomery, Alabama. Yes, we have a flatbed out of there, which will get you home about we can get you home weekly, or you can do every other weekend. So flatbed weekly or every other week out of Alabama. Again, you'd be based out of the Bessemer, Alabama terminal for that one. So that is a little bit more about our current openings that we have. I do want to hit one more time on one of the specialty positions. Got to see where I put that, but I believe, I didn't even specify it because I wanted to talk about it specifically. That is my Dallas local position. So I have several positions for my Dallas local, which is a 12-hour shift and runs either, examples of that would be like a 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. or 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., even 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. But they're 12-hour shifts, pays $220 per shift. You're home every night. It is slip seating because when you're not in the truck, you'll have basically a partner or your opposite running in the truck while you're at home. So that is for my Dallas local position. It does have a doubles requirement. You don't always run doubles, but we do require, because there's definitely some doubles into that. And again, if you don't have doubles experience, now is the time to get it, because we do train. We partner with a school here in Fort Dodge, Iowa, and we will help you get your doubles endorsement. We do pay you for training as well. As always, orientation is also paid while you're here, and it's $800 total. We pay it in 2 settlements, $400 on your first dispatch on a comm check, and the second $400 is direct deposited. So I'm getting behind, I see, on the questions. So let me go through and see if I can answer some of these. Bear with me here. Okay. Does that guaranteed pay for dedicated route out of Omaha? Yes. Yes. It is not a dedicated route. It is guaranteed pay. So maybe let me re-specify for that one. The guaranteed pay runs certain areas within the Iowa and Fort Dodge, Iowa. Let's see if I can find that. There you go. Storm Lake, Sioux City, Fort Dodge, Cherokee. Those are all areas that we hire out of for that guaranteed pay. So it's $12.50 a week is what we guarantee, or the pay per mile, whichever is the better of the two based off of your mileage. But it is not a dedicated route. Not that one, at least. I hope that answers your question, Derek. Any Northwest? Absolutely, we have Northwest. Now, especially for teams, Northwest is a good option because our average length of haul out of the Northwestern terminal, which is in Missoula, Montana, is a lot longer. So we have a longer length of haul out of there, a little over 1,100 just for our solo drivers, let alone for our teams that we've got great opportunity. And we love our driver manager that takes care of our teams because he's been doing it for a while. He definitely knows what he's doing, and he makes sure that he not only takes care of you with the miles, but home time as well. And that's another reason why we're looking for teams and bringing on new team members, is because those who need to get home, we need to make sure that their freight is covered while they're taking home time. We need to be able to take care of the freight. So, good question. Northwest is again based out of Missoula, Montana, and in the Southeast, definitely we have teams out of the Southeast as well. That is for our refrigerated position. You're going coast to coast. We've got a little bit of Midwest as well. Pacific Northwest non-driving jobs. You know what? If we do, you'd have to get onto our deck or company position. Bill, I don't know if we have any non-driving jobs or not, but I can tell you about driving jobs. Nothing out of New York. Sorry, David, nothing out of New York at this time. Yeah, even with 3 weeks out, it would be a tough spot. Ohio, definitely. We have team positions out of Ohio, as well as some of our refrigerated and flatbed positions. We can definitely take care of you that way. In some areas, we can even get you home on a weekly basis. Hi, Rodney. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. Thanks again for joining us, you guys. We are going to talk about some team opportunities. We just had a pay increase for our team drivers, and so we kind of want to dive into that. And I know I was sticking with some information on some of our specialty positions right off the bat, but you waited long enough, and so I guess I will tell you more details. Okay, so before we had a base pay, and then the more miles you got, the more pay you got per mile. We've got the same type of thing, of course, that the pay per mile has gone up. So our base pay for our teams is 50 cents a mile, and that's any miles that you run. You get paid that every Friday. It's direct deposited. Your miles need to be in by Saturday night at 10 p.m. in order to get paid the following Friday on it. So whatever you ran Sunday to Saturday night is going to be paid the following Friday. All the extra pay that I'm going to tell you about here shortly is going to be paid on the third week of the month following when you ran it. So let's take May for an example. All the miles that you ran in May, every single week you'll get paid for them on Friday at 50 cents a mile. Now 10 cents per mile is per diem, and that 50 cents is split to the truck. So that's to the team. So 25 cents per person, 5 cents per diem per person. Okay, so hopefully I don't get you guys confused as I backed up a little bit there. But the pay per mile base is 50 cents a mile to the team. Then at the end of the month, all of your miles are calculated. If you're running between 12 to 14,000 miles a month, you're going to get an extra 2 cents a mile. You'll get an extra 4 cents a mile if you run between 14 and 16,000 miles a month. An extra 6 cents a mile if you're running between 16 and 18,000 miles a month. An extra 8 cents a mile if you're running over 18,000 miles a month. I had to use my fingers there, make sure that I was going 2, 4, 6, and 8. So anything over 18,000 miles a month is going to pay a total of 58 cents a mile. Again, that extra 8 cents a mile is paid on the third week following the month that you ran it. So all the miles that you ran in May will be paid on the third Friday of June. So, but that's just the bonus section that you'll be getting on. Let me see here. Do we have a training session for a refresher? You know, we actually hire from Roadmaster and TDI refresher courses, so we do accept those. If that's something you're interested in, Ricky, you can, actually I have, let me cheat here. Roadmaster's telephone number, 800-831-1300. That's Roadmaster. And then TDI, we also work with them, 800-848-7364. So I hope that helps you. We depending on the experience that you have, Ricky, we will use those refresher courses to regain your experience. Otherwise, we're requiring a recent graduate with a minimum of 160 hours, which is PTDI certified schooling requirements. Once you've completed your training, Ricky, then we can have you come aboard. We can get you pre-approved at that point. Have you come aboard. We would probably put you with a trainer. And again, it all depends on what you have for previous experience and what we can verify. But we'd put you with a trainer and get you requalified and put you to work. We do pay for training, $500 per week. For Keith, to answer your question about the Western Reefer Solo, we require 1 year in the last 3 years in order to avoid going with a trainer. Maybe I should finish reading this. Most 30 years local. Okay, so if you only have 30 years of local experience, what we would probably want to do is, first of all, get that verified. And then I would talk to my safety department specifically about your application and see if they'd make an exception to have an extended evaluation, maybe put you with a trainer for a week or two over the road. So you're getting used to going out to our customers, doing our electronic logs. We have an AOBRD system, all electronic logs. So kind of getting used to that and getting you qualified that way, because obviously you've got the driving experience. We just need to make sure that you have the logging and meeting with the variety of customers experience as well. Dave, Dave, we definitely have solo positions. We are just talking team positions today, although I let it all off with a majority of solo positions. And I'll go back over that a little bit later as well on what some of those solo positions are. Nope, Keith, we have solo and team. I just wanted to focus on team because this is a new opportunity or new pay scale, and we haven't rolled it out yet. So I wanted to make sure that everybody knew that we do have this new pay scale. We have a $5,000 sign-on bonus per team, and that pays out on your 1 year anniversary. So $2,500 a piece, and that's one lump sum. So we've got that. What else? We've got monthly bonuses. That can get you an extra 4 cents a mile for that monthly bonus as well. But there are more. But no, I definitely have solo positions. If you are interested in a solo position, you can either go ahead and ask it right here in the chat or get a hold of one of our recruiters at 888-668-0698. I have the number right up here on the screen. Or apply at drivedecker.com if you hear about one of the positions you are interested in. Thanks, Cody. Awesome. All right, so little bit more. For those solo positions, Dave, I just wanted to kind of hit back on those. Those positions that I was talking about earlier were all solo. The position that ran, the hopper position that ran from Fort Dodge to Blair, Nebraska. There we go. Easy to say, huh? The Hammond flatbed position, the Dallas positions that we have, those are all solo. And I may have given you the wrong impression when I said your team partner on that Dallas position, but really they're just working opposite of you. When you're on your home time, they're taking the truck, and so it's kind of slip seating that way. But it's local. So all of our trucks are equipped with APUs, refrigerators, bunk heaters. They're very comfortable trucks, mostly 579 Pete's, some 730 Volvos. We do have, they're automatics, and we do have the smart drive system in them. So we've got cameras facing out, facing in. And of course, those are activated with the critical events. So, obviously they're not going to be turned on the inside or on the outside if a critical event is not happening. And you can turn those off as well. What else do I need to tell you here? Oh, I was backing up into, backing up into some of the dedicated and regional positions that we were talking about. The guaranteed pay, also a solo position. That one is running from, it's running all over the upper Midwest mostly. I mean, up and down the Midwest, but you've got Omaha, Storm Lake, Cherokee, Iowa, Fort Dodge, Iowa. Those are all areas that we hire for that dedicated, but you're going to get the better of the two, either $12.50 a week or the pay per mile if the miles exceed what you would have made at $12.50. So you'll get the better of the two there. The San Marcos is also a solo position that is dedicated, runs mostly Texas, Dallas, San Marcos, Austin, San Antonio, Houston, but it gets you home every 2 to 3 days, as well as home time every 3 weeks. So you get that as well. If you guys have any questions for the team as well as any of the solo positions, go ahead and leave it in the chat box or get a hold of one of our recruiters at 888-668-0698 telephone number there for you. All right, so backing into some more team. Most of my team freight, we're pretty strong within the Midwest and the West. So like I was saying earlier, with our Western, you'll be dispatched out of our Western division. And Alan over there, he takes really good care of you, make sure that you're getting the miles, make sure that you're running as consistent of a loop as possible. Some of the positions that we currently have our teams on are dedicated, so they know every week what they're doing. I may be able to get you into a dedicated position, but that might be only temporary while you're covering for one of our current teams. However, when I was talking to Alan a little bit earlier today, he said he has no problem making sure that you're getting the miles as long as he knows that you're available, and he works really well with our customer service department, and the two of them just make sure that you guys keep running and get home when you need to and are covered when you're not here. So. Hi Roger, how are you? Thanks for joining us. Of course, with our team, we do have short haul pay that's going to come into account at times as well. Not so much necessarily for my teams because we do keep you on a longer length of haul, but you never know when it applies, and we've got you covered. East Coast pay, same thing. Most of our runs are going to be out west, but if you ever have to get that direction, covered there as well. Stop pay, hazmat pay, trailer washout, detention, layover, mechanical breakdown, all those extra pays are right there. Thanks, Jamie. That's awesome to hear. So the per diem, I don't know if a lot of you have known this, but with the new tax reform or whatever you want to call it that came out, you do not get to claim per diem at the end of the year unless the company, as a company driver, unless the company offers it. So that's why Decker, one of the reasons that Decker bumped up the per diem an extra couple cents so that you get a total of 10 cents per diem as a solo driver. Now, as a team driver, you still get per diem. We've bumped it up to 5 cents per mile instead of the 4 cents that we had before. But that way you can take advantage of the per diem, where a lot of companies still aren't offering that, and you're starting to see a lot of benefits to that, and you can take advantage of it. If you have questions, get a hold of one of the recruiters or ask away here in the chat. Any other questions about the team positions and where we're running? I had a couple people asking about the Southeast, the Midwest, even the Northwest. And so yes, we definitely run all of those areas in my refrigerated division, my over-the-road team refrigerated division. And Colorado is going to be busy. We've got loads that are going into Amarillo, Chicago, Phoenix. Phoenix is a pretty busy area for us. We haul a lot of bread loads from the Phoenix area into Chicago, Colorado into Chicago. Those are some of our dedicateds, which I believe those dedicateds are full as of right now. But we're constantly getting new opportunities out of there for teams. So we would love to take advantage of those for you by bringing you on and keeping you busy. Now again, I'm going to go over that pay one more time because I may have confused people as I ramble. But the base is 50 cents a mile. Just had that pay increase, so you got 50 cents a mile. And it's split. So 25 cents per driver, 5 cents per driver per mile is per diem. Per driver, per mile, per diem. There we go. So clever. All right, so that's what you're going to get every Friday direct deposited. Get your paperwork in by Saturday night, and you get paid Friday, and you'll get, it's direct deposited, so you'll get a notification every week. Usually Thursday, I believe, on your Qualcomm system from us. And the more miles you run, the more pay you get per mile. So if you run between 12 and 14,000 miles a week, or a month, excuse me, then you're going to get an extra 2 cents a mile, an extra 4 cents a mile if you run between 14 and 16,000 miles a month, an extra 6 cents a mile if you run between 16 and 18, and anything over 18,000 miles a month is an extra 8 cents a mile, which is 58 cents a mile total. But the extra pay, the extra up to 8 cents per mile, which would be 4 cents per individual, per driver, that is going to be paid to you on the third pay period, or third Friday of the week, of the month, following when you ran it. So whatever you ran in May will be paid on the third pay period in June. And that is only the bonus miles. The rest of it's going to be paid to you every Friday. Okay. I beat a dead horse with that one probably, huh? You're looking for a local and to be home. Matthew, tell me where you live. Let me answer whether or not we have an opportunity out of there. We do have some solo regional positions depending on where you live. If you're in the Midwest, you are probably in the right spot. We have lots of different opportunities out of the Midwest there for solo positions, refrigerated and flatbed. What else did I want to tell you? Oh, the cents per mile. The bonus, monthly bonus, which is an extra 4 cents a mile or 2 cents a mile per person. That is a performance-based bonus, and it is calculated off of a few things: on-time deliveries, miles, on safety, all of those kind of things factor in on that monthly performance bonus, which we also have for our solo drivers as well as for our teams. Northeast. I don't have a ton available out of the Northeast. Now, if you're in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh area, or Allentown, Philadelphia, those areas we do have available. But if you're looking more into the Northeast, I'm probably not a good fit for you, Sean. I just don't have a lot. St. Louis, I've got some, definitely have some regional positions out of there running for my flatbed, more specifically. That one would get you home on a weekly basis, and good miles, really great miles there. Running a lot of, let's see, it's at Manzi? Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right, Manzi Johnson. So you're looking at Minneapolis south to maybe over to Pittsburgh, St. Louis, Kansas City, a lot of Iowa, Illinois, Indiana. Those are a lot of areas that you'd be running with that flatbed, more regional out of St. Louis there. Savannah, Georgia. Savannah, Georgia, I have a flatbed division that would run there. It runs coast to coast, but most of it's within the Midwest and the Southeast. So definitely coast to coast, really not doing anything up in the New England states at all. Again, Northeast is just not our area. But you would definitely get home about every 2 weeks in that, 2 to 3 weeks, Daryl, for the Savannah. Maine, not a good spot for us. Nope, I don't have that. Mingo, Iowa, huh? Yes, we've got flatbed and refrigerated, Matthew, out of Mingo that would be able to keep you busy. You know what? If you guys would like, anybody that is wanting more information on specific areas, obviously keep them coming. I'll do my very best to keep up. But if you do want to speak directly to a recruiter, you can either go and PM us and you'll talk directly to a recruiter, or you can call them at 888-668-0698, and they will take really good care of you. Gary, really not. Every once in a while, I might have something out of there, but we do try and stay out of it. It's just not a driver-friendly area, truck-friendly area, I guess. They're loads that we don't prefer to take, so we try to stay out of there. Stan is at 2.5 years experience. Reefer, awesome. Okay, where do you, oh, you're in Maine. Dang nabbit, rabbit. Tough spot for us. We really can't go, we can't hire out of that area. Let us know if you decide you want to relocate. All right, cool. Sorry, Gary. Yes, thank you. Cody, I was saying it as nice as I possibly could. I like that. Thank you. All right. What else are we missing to tell you, huh? Oh, I do want to say, as solo positions, we're basically no-touch freight, like 99% no-touch freight. Now, some of my team positions are touch freight, but like I said, they're bread loads. So what you're doing is you're rolling the carts on and rolling the carts off the reefer units. So not too bad, but it still isn't for everybody. So if it's something that you can handle, let us know, because now not all of those loads, more of the dedicated loads, are those bread loads that are requiring touch freight. But with the other team positions, it's no touch freight as well. But it's the bread loads that are the only touch freight that I'm aware of. Kansas City is a good area, Chris. So get a hold of one of my recruiters, see if they can take care of you with exactly what you're looking for. Plus, Chris, we have a dedicated, so if we've got team, but then I also have a dedicated solo position that runs from St. Joe, Missouri to Chicago. Refrigerated, gets you home about every other day, good miles, and you're running to several different locations into Chicago, or could be running into several different locations in Chicago. Matthew, do they sit around waiting for the load for a long time? You know, there's some customers that you wait for a little bit longer than others, but that's why we've implemented our detention time, where you've got an automatic detention. That starts after 2 hours, so $15 an hour, so that we can do our very best to take care of you. But as a team, we like to keep our teams moving because, well, we like to keep everybody moving for that matter, but with the teams, I mean, you've got 2 people, 2 fresh hours. We got to make sure that you're moving as much as possible and getting those miles. And with the solo positions, you don't have as much wiggle room to keep you moving that you do necessarily with the team. But yeah, we do have a couple customers that you wait around a little bit longer for, but we have that detention time factored in so that that automatic detention pay factored in so that you can be compensated right away for it. And we do work with scheduled deliveries and everything to keep you moving. But our guys are getting pretty good miles, depending on which area you're looking at. With our refrigerated, we've got in our Midwest, you're looking about 2,400 miles a week. You're looking at about, that's home weekly, by the way. I should probably specify that because that makes a big difference. And then with our coast to coast, 3,200 miles a week. We've got guys that are running that, but definitely around that, 3,000 miles a week is pretty common for that. Experience that we need is, there's some flexibility to that. We require a year of over the road in the last 3 years. However, we can work with less. You would just need to go with a trainer or have an extended evaluation to determine whether or not you'd have to go with a trainer. So, Chris, good question. We do hire directly from PTDI certified schools, and that is basically saying that they're a minimum of 160 hours and that they're pretty thorough on the basics of driving. And once you graduate, then if you're a new graduate, once you graduate, then you can go out with a trainer for anywhere from 3 to 5 weeks. We pay you $500 a week while you're with a trainer. Now, if you have experience, but just minimal experience, like 3 to 9 months or something like that, then we'll put you with a trainer or have an evaluation. Again, just depends on how much experience you have altogether. The evaluation basically determines if you need to go with a trainer, and if you do, for how long. And if you have 3 or 4 months experience, you're probably going to be with a trainer for about 3 to 5 weeks. We are hiring teams, Clyde. Oh, we're in Michigan. I'll have to double check. I'll have to look it up for you. But Yeah, we definitely, especially out of the Detroit area, we are hiring. We've got team eligibility out of there. If you're close to Wisconsin, I know we've got team loads that run into Wisconsin on a regular basis. So Clyde, give us a call. You haul furniture, so you right now. So you're hauling furniture, but it's no touch freight. I usually see the furniture being like 100% touch, so that's pretty good for you actually. But all right, we can make you a little bit more money and keep you moving. Clyde, give us a call. Cody, I bet it's rough. You have 2 months just been off the road for 3 years. Yeah, Chris, actually with that amount of experience, you'll either need to get 3 months of recent tractor trailer over the road, or you'll need to go and go through the school again, another 160-hour course. But one of the two would work. Holy smokes, Clyde, that's a long time. You get worn out? Grand Rapids? We can do that. Yeah. Clyde, get a hold of us. PM me or PM me with your number, or I'll get a hold of you here shortly because we'd like to visit with you. California mission. Okay, so you're kind of in a triangle there too. Yeah, when I was talking to Alan, he does most of my team, or most of our team dispatching, and he says that he likes to get you in triangles. So it might not necessarily be dedicated freight, but he likes you to be on similar runs, dedicated runs where you're having some familiarity every time you're coming out. Matthew, no, not usually. It's based off of availability, but if you have a certain preference, it's always good to know because we can pass that on to the lady in charge of assigning the trucks. But there's definitely some things that we have to factor in. So most of our trucks are 579 Peterbilts, and we have some 730 Volvos. They are newer models. Average age is about 18 months, so they are nice trucks, very well maintained. Automatics, APUs, refrigerators, bunk heaters, CB units, navigation, Sirius radio. Now, the Sirius radio and the navigation, you do need to have a subscription for, but all the equipment, all the hardware is there for it. Okay, cool. I'm not sure, Chris, I have to follow back up on the thread here, but there are a couple of schools that we work with more often than others, but if it's PTDI certified and it's convenient for you, closer to home, then stick with that. Stick with convenience for you right now while you get back going. Ken, if you are interested, you can either give one of our recruiters a call. You can call them right now. We can also look it up here in the next few minutes and get back to you. 888-668-0698. Yes, if you are looking to find out if you are eligible for rehire, you can get a hold of one of our recruiters, and they can get with the hiring department, the rehire department, and find out if we are good to go and what we would need from you in order to get you back going. Absolutely, Ken. Are you interested in team? Are you interested? What did you have in mind? I don't know if you guys caught this earlier, but when I was talking to Alan earlier, we were talking about the Phoenix, Arizona, Denver, Colorado, Chicago. He was saying, out in the Midwest, or out in the West, you're looking at more team opportunities because of the longer length of haul. But he can keep your miles up that way, and if Wisconsin was another one. That's why, Clyde, I mentioned, Grand Rapids probably okay, and well, it is okay. What else? Definitely hire out of the Southeast. Now that, I'm trying to think, who was it that asked me about the Southeast? Were you looking for company positions, or were you looking more for the team positions? Oh, Cody, yeah. Staying in North Carolina, I missed your comment here. I apologize. Staying in North Carolina, you wouldn't be eligible for any of those. But if you want to kind of, so I've got Flatbed out of there. If you want to kind of stay in contact with us, because we've got a new opportunity. Bear with me. I got to figure out where I put that. I just got it this morning, so I got to cheat. North Carolina is not on my list of hiring for that position. It's a semi-dedicated van. So just a quick snapshot of this new opportunity that we have as well. We are hiring out of Hartwell, Georgia, Anderson, South Carolina, Athens, Georgia, Greenville, South Carolina, and St. Joe, Missouri for that one as well. That is the Midwest semi-dedicated van. So you'll be running for, not necessarily for the same customer each time, or same position each time. But get a hold of one of our recruiters for more details on that. That is 888-668-0698. Again, a new van opportunity that we have out of there. Main hiring areas basically are home weekly options for that one is I-90 between Lincoln, Nebraska and Gary, Indiana. Again, Gary, Indiana, we also have a flatbed dedicated or home nightly for that one as well. It pays per load, and that is $100 the first load, $125 for the second. And anywhere along Gary, Indiana, Fort Wayne, Indiana. All right, I'm missing questions here. What was that last one I just saw? Oh, I answered that one. Sorry, I'm scrolling all over and lost my train of thought here on my comments. Solo out of Missoula. Definitely give him a call. Matt's also there in the office in Missoula if you want to go visit with him. Matt Patterson. Right, Clyde, 2013. Oh, yeah. We should be just fine then. What kind of moving violations do you have, Derek? Why don't you give us a little bit of detail there? I'll give you some details on what we can work with and what we can't. So major moving violations in the last 3 years, we really can't work with those unless you have a spotless record besides that. Say you have a 15 over ticket, but you have 30 years of experience and that's the only ticket you've ever had and it's a year old. Well, give us a call. We would like to see if we can work with it. I can't guarantee you anything, but it would be definitely worth our time to run it by my safety department, see if we could consider a probationary period for that. But for the most part, major moving violations like 15 over tickets, careless, reckless, using a mobile device or using a handheld mobile device, those are all ones that we cannot work with normally within a 3-year period. Again, some exceptions can be made. Let's see. What else? DOT recordable accidents, rear ends, things like that. Those are also usually need to be 3 years old. I hope that answered your question, Derek. For companies, I really couldn't tell you what companies can work with it and one can't. You're too healthy for flatbed, Cody. Too healthy for it? Okay, I've never heard anybody tell me that. All right, any other questions regarding our team pay or other opportunities that I had? So I do realize that this is all about our team pay, but we definitely have other opportunities. And every day it seems like we're getting more and more. So our customer service and our driver managers, our operations, and everybody, they're doing a great job of making sure that we can create more opportunities for you guys so that we can better fit what you are looking for out of a company. And that honestly, that's what Decker's been doing for the last umpteen years, especially since I've been here. I've been here since 2010, and they've done a great job of taking care of their drivers and doing their best to find out what it is that you're looking for so that they can accommodate as much as possible. And, you know, when it comes to APUs in the trucks and refrigerators in the trucks, and Cody talking about being healthy, refrigerators in the trucks, those are handy dandy when you want to take care of your own meals and not have to eat out of the truck stops and, you know, fast food all the time. But they do their best to take care of you, and proud to be part of that. So, obviously. What else? Any other questions? I was late coming on today, so hopefully I didn't miss anybody's questions. Note to self, cameras and electronics are often evil. But we got it. We're golden, right? Got my camera working. Okay, any other questions for the refrigerated? Team, flatbed, Midwest flatbed opportunities. Okay, so I did obviously name some of that semi-dedicated that's coming out. Oh, I started pulling papers all over. So we've got that semi-dedicated that just came out this morning. Get a hold of one of our recruiters. They'll give you some more details on that. But like I said, that option is anywhere along I-80 between Lincoln, Nebraska, Gary, Indiana, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Definitely hire out of those. We also hire for some of the positions out of Iowa, Nebraska, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Missouri, and Georgia. Way down there in Georgia. So we've got some of those new opportunities. What else? Team, we're hiring all over for team, except for in the Northeast. Maine is not my option. New York, not an option for teams, but a lot of other places, most other places that are within my Western division hiring. We can do that. A lot of Midwest for the for the refrigerated as well. Flatbed opportunities, we've got Midwest flatbed, we've got our Southern division, which runs coast to coast, Midwest, Southeast, all over the place. So, little recap about what we've got. Unless anybody has additional questions, I'll just keep rambling. But no, we've got some great opportunities available here at Decker. So feel free to get a hold of one of our recruiters. If you heard of any positions that you'd like to apply for, you can do it directly at drivedecker.com. Hop online right now and apply. Some of the positions that we've got are our weekly home times out of for our Southern flatbed out of Alabama and Georgia. We can get you home weekly there. You can also stay out 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, if you want to stay out for the longer runs. Still an option, but we can do weekly home time. We have the Midwest refrigerated. We've got guaranteed pay in several areas. Like I mentioned earlier, we've got Cherokee. Where are those areas at? Guaranteed pay, Omaha, Nebraska, Storm Lake, Sioux City, Fort Dodge, Cherokee, Iowa. Those are all ones that we've got available to you. What else? Midwest flatbed. We've got some great opportunities on our Midwest flatbed. We just recently increased that pay as well. Love to see these increases in pay, right? I mean, who doesn't like those pay increases? And not only do we have the increase in the initial pay per mile, so when you hire on, you get that initial pay, but after 90 days, you get another penny per mile raise. So we're just continuing to show that we appreciate you, and hopefully you feel that appreciation. And we've got that $5,000 sign-on bonus. It's $5,000 for a team, $5,000 per solo. So basically each truck you fill, you get a $5,000 sign-on bonus. So the $5,000 sign-on bonus is paid on your 1-year anniversary. There are requirements that need to be met, such as the mileage. So for a team, you need to run 110,000 miles, refrigerated over the road, and regional refrigerated 110,000 miles. For flatbed, the requirement for that $5,000 sign-on bonus is 100,000 miles. So within a year's time. And with our miles, definitely doable, right? Cody, preach it. All right. More opportunities. I talked about the Midwest van. We've got that Nashville dedicated position. That is pretty awesome. It's flatbed. It can get you home weekly, and it runs Monroe, Louisiana, Nashville, Arkansas, the Texarkana, Arkansas, Texas area, Dallas, Texas, Houston. Those are basically the areas that flatbed position is running. So getting you home weekly on that dedicated route. San Marcos, that's a van position that's dedicated. Gets you home every 2 to 3 days. And we do require doubles. Don't forget that we do train for doubles if you need it on any of those positions. Well, I hope that helps. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to give us a call. It is 888-668-0698. And you can apply directly online, drivedecker.com. We've got recruiters waiting to help you out and answer your specific questions. That's it for today. If you have anything else, just get a hold of us. We'd be happy to help you out. Thanks for bearing with me, and happy June.